The 18 Inevitable Factors 10. Xiefeng. August 16, 2005. 18. Changes in the heavenly world. The Earth universe has 36 dimensions, which I have briefly described in the space chapter. The heavenly realm is one of the 36 dimensions. It is the world of gods, and the changes in the heavenly realm have an impact on people. Let's take one example. First, let's begin with an analysis of centuries written by Nostradamus. Centuries has accurately predicted numerous events that have occurred, such as the author's own cause of death, the timing and manner of death of King Henry II of France, and more. The descriptions of World War II scenarios are even more detailed, even predicting Hitler's name, and also phenomena like women flying in the sky in a ship. What did Dr. Nostradamus rely on to predict the future? Was it spiritual revelation? Logical reasoning? Extensive knowledge? Exceptional skills? Imagination? Dreams? None of these. His thinking transcended time and space, and he was able to accurately perceive these scenarios. As I say this, what evidence do I have? Please consider my own practice. Influenced by Mr. Zhang Xiaoping, Zhang Hongbao, Yan Xian, and others, I have also earnestly explored Qigong and the mysteries of the human body. Later, through the principles of Bagua orientation, Qi Duanjia, and Feng Shui, I attempted to create a simple and easy-to-practice method. Following this method, I practiced intermittently. I had discussed this with my office colleagues in 1982, especially during my studies at the University of International Business and Economics in Beijing. I practiced every night on the school playground for about 3 months, during which I felt the existence of the Qi field and its impact on me. After moving to Zimbabwe, I continued to practice. In 1996, while practicing in the backyard of 10 Forest Road, Mount Pleasant, I suddenly saw my pulse beating, with my eyes closed. Then, there was such a phenomenon. One night, while lying in bed reading a book until late at night, I suddenly felt sleepy. So, I turned off the light, covered my head, and went to sleep. In less than a minute, my consciousness was still relatively clear at the time, and my eyes were closed. I suddenly saw a large garden. The scene was very realistic and clear, somewhat like the scenery described by Taoyuan Ming in The Land of Peach Blossoms, but I didn't see anyone. This scene was fascinating. It could be described as a fairyland. Since then, I have seen some more scenes, and along with some scenes and insights from dreams, I have summarized the concept of 36 dimensional spaces. The real scenes I saw with my eyes closed, whether they were the result of practice, or the result of unconventional thinking, or the revelation of some power, cannot be definitively determined. Nowadays, there is a type of 3-dimensional and 4-dimensional image available in the market. Many people might have already experimented with it and seen the images hidden within these 3-dimensional and 4-dimensional images. There is a real scene behind the surface phenomenon, which is no longer a mystery. Turning our attention back to the prophecies of Nostradamus, he truly saw the scenarios that would occur in a few years, decades, and even hundreds of years later. Time and space were no longer obstacles for him. The question we want to raise here is, were the events predicted in centuries, including the occurrence, development process, and outcome of World War II, and the female astronaut piloting a spaceship into space, etc., accidental? As we all know, accidental events are unpredictable. If a person can accurately predict what will happen 300 years later, without a doubt, these events are inevitable. So why should there be a world war? According to the calculations of Jehovah's Witnesses based on the Bible, a war broke out in the heavenly world in 1914, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea! For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Revelation 12 verses 7-12. This means that the great changes in the human world are influenced by the changes in the heavenly world. What can people do? So why did Jews, Christians, mainly in Europe, and people in Buddhist countries, mainly in Asia, suffer in World War II? This is because Jews and Christians are enemies of the devil Satan, and people in Buddhist countries are those who have betrayed Satan. When Satan comes to the human world, the first people he retaliates against are his enemies and those who betray him. This is obvious. In short, the changes in the heavenly world directly affect humanity, influencing the trajectory of everyone's life. This is beyond self-control. By now, everyone must have recognized the inevitability of the universe and life. The universe is orderly, life has a trajectory, there is absolutely no accident in the universe and life, everything is inevitable. Some people will ask, since everything is inevitable, why do we still study, work, and hustle? Why not just sit and wait? My answer is, if you can sit down calmly, without complaints, without regrets, without desires, without fear, then you are already amazing. Your level of cultivation is already very high, you have transcended the mundane. The question is, can you? When you come to the human world, you are facing the constraints and pushes of trillions of factors. You cannot resist them. As long as you are a person, you will be involuntary. You must study, work hard, hustle. What you should do, you still have to do. What you should think, you still have to think. What you should eat, you must eat. Who you should deal with, you still have to deal with. So, does this mean that we can only resign ourselves to fate and have no way out? No, absolutely not. What has been discussed above is only for the general public. When we understand the mystery of the universe and know the true meaning of life, we can exert subjective initiative and use time and space to readjust our life's coordinate points and coordinate system. Once we start thinking and doing this, we are no longer a member of the general public. The trajectory of our life begins to change. We have gone beyond the three worlds, and no longer subject to the five elements. We can transcend life through practice and cultivation, jump out of the realm of desire, the realm of form, formless realm, get rid of the bondage of the five elements, and reach the other shore. The conclusion is, the universe is orderly, life is inevitable, and only through practice and cultivation can people move from the kingdom of necessity to the kingdom of freedom. Practice and cultivation must have goals, so what are our goals? The lowest goal, health, wealth, freedom. Midterm goal, being free from the secular even while remaining in the secular world, being away from worldly affairs in your mind even when you must interact with them, doing your best to complete your duty to be free from cares and worries, remaining ordinary while transcending beyond the ordinary. The highest goal, transcend time and space, rush to eternity. Overall goal, achieve perfect human nature. So, what is the standard for perfect human nature?